You're all good. Oh, I don't think so. I think so. We're live. Let's check that out. We should be alive. Do you see it? All right, we are. Yeah, if you guys have some questions, you guys gonna be a lot more helpful. But also that's gonna be, I would say, crystallize things, make things for it. So when we're talking about this particular situations, okay? Yes, yes. No sound from Paulina. Oh, how about I? Yeah, that's. Can you say hi?
Yeah, yeah,
There you go.
it's hopefully
There you
it will.
go. For some way you were zoomed out. So there you go. I'm sorry. You can
Okay.
start from the beginning now.
Okay, yeah, so people don't know what we were talking about. Okay, so we had these discussions about, just let us know if you can hear me now. Okay. We were talking about different concepts of a union, and we were discussing in our video and our channel that we realized there are different parts of the union within our journey as a twin flames and then our personal journey. So it really depends how you want to define a union and from which perspective you want to see, because you can take a look on your journey as your personal journey, and then the first part is to become in union and have a successful union with yourself, and the next point would be to become in union with another individual. So we were having a little bit of discussion because I had a sense that there are some misunderstandings and people are saying about failures in unions and why do unions fail, and I started to be a little bit aggravated because of that. So it's kind of helped us to make a discussion around that. It's just to understand what really do we define and from which point of view we want to see it. Do we want to see it as ourselves, just as individuals, or as some part of something bigger?
That was actually we had a great discussions about this topic. It was actually very powerful because when you look at it as a journey, as evolutions in there, you might see the things as like, oh well, this is doesn't happen, that didn't happen, what it is, what is it, what did I saw, and when we talk about it, that sometimes we all like this. I was like this. Okay, we're talking about personal experience here. You see the things on the top. You see a very on a surface level, but it's missing the point of going and dive a little bit from within. When we were talking about unions, okay, You may challenge yourself. It's like, well, this is, doesn't happen the way it didn't happen. It didn't meet my expectations. This is maybe it's kind of like this union doesn't go on well, and so on and so on. What you don't see is the underneath shell. That is the underneath shell that even if you happen to it, you evolved, you moved, you grow. If you can do a little, because right now it's a retrograde season, if you do this little bit of revaluations from it in yourself, you're not gonna find failures. But if you talk from a psychological perspective, oh well, I failed to do this, I failed to do that, and you stay into this drama, trauma situations instead of looking at the other things. You grew, you mature, you evolve. And that is a that sometimes when other people says like, well, he fails, he fails, he fails. No, you haven't failed. You learned. Okay? It was a you know that quote that it says it's a lesson, okay? Not a life sentence. You're not sentenced for life, in there. So, talking about all this, we had actually very good discussions, and we're here to kind of like you guys can help us out with the questions about we to kind of like giving you what is the best that we did through our journey, and also kind of like helping you guys you to be okay, you guys to move on, you guys to be happy, you guys to be getting into this journey, and also you deserve the joy, happiness within yourself first, which is beautiful, right? Okay, darling, you can take from here. Let's say somebody has a let me recognize the people who are so far here in the chat. Erica, hi, thank you for being here. Sorry about the sound technical difficulties. I hopefully you guys can do it. Blue, could you please both talk about TF mirroring in your journey? Could you give an example for us understanding what mirroring? Oh, all right. Who should start on this? Okay. I'll take it on that. Mirroring. If you look at it, I made the video today about this mirroring. I actually did a study on the mirroring neurons in there, even though that the French professors and there is institutes there that they recorded the firing of a mirroring neurons. But they also, what they found out, it is that a certain portions within our cells, you can go ahead and study that. It's called CHAT in the side of our brain. It's emitting and it's receiving signals. When are we talking about mirroring? The very first, the beginning of the mirroring, it is like I see this person, I see this person, and I see this what I've been missing all my life, and I see what this thing is missing all my life. That is the first ignition mirroring there. What is it going on within that? And through that is this ignitions of completion that it comes in. That initial fire up union in there. And through that mirroring within the energies, you getting into that. Even Mel's talk about this. You already in union in there. Oh, you didn't know that you were in union. You had to go through this stage. But when we're talking about the mirroring, okay, the mirroring it comes in. It is a very. You don't have to have it 24/7. You need to take this out of your head. If you're thinking that you're mirroring your soul connections, your twin flame 24/7, just from now on. Okay, the mirroring effect is a tool that you use when it needs to, and it works when it needs to. Specifically, work during the ignitions of the higher vibrations. In there, you need to understand. You go into the higher vibrations, and then those higher vibrations you have to bring to the earth. You go into the heaven, and then you're making heaven on earth. There is a purpose in there. And talking about this mirroring within the journey was so interesting because uh, she was travel, I was travel. She worked on herself, I work on myself. And we actually didn't, but we did the same thing over the period of the time. We both became these independent individuals that we were preparing ourselves for this. Okay? But if you're talking about mirroring, I can write something or I can do something and we talk and all of a sudden, oh, yeah, I write pretty much the same thing. It's the same thing, just with maybe a little bit different words. If you're talking about personally about a mirroring things, um, that happens within. But I'm gonna pass the mic to Paulina so she can answer this.
Yeah, I can see that a little bit different because for me, mirroring is, as Dio said, at this beginning stage when you ignite and you see this person, and this person has all these things that you were missing, and you're so attracted to this person. For me, that's a mirroring. Like they are supposed just to show you, like you're standing in front of the mirror, and they make you see things that you are missing. You're not aware what they are doing, honestly, but the whole purpose is just to show those things that are highlighted in another person. There's a very big chance that that's what you're missing in yourself, and otherwise you wouldn't be noticing those things. Normally, that's I think that's how it works when we are meeting people and we are so attracted to someone. Like there is a reason for that, and I always see like why those intense connection on a soul level, even like it feels like something is pulling you towards someone, something. And I can see that it's just like it wants you to become this version, like that's something that is lacking with you, so it's like imbalance. So that's how I see mirroring and twin flames. The thing that Dio said about like the same going through a same experiences in life and the same time, that's a little bit different. I would say like just parallel journeys, because that's how I was feeling. That there was a really period that I went for traveling, and Dio was also going like to States to travel, or we were both moving through some, I don't know, health, just example, but some, I think maybe family issues, or those situations were really like he was looking into move to another city. I was doing exactly the same because I was also moving. So it was like for now it's not as, I would say, important for the journey. It just shows some kind of like parallelism. I don't know why. It's like it's just somehow those souls are maybe connected and they have like similar journeys. But with the mirroring itself, I think the main purpose is just to really show you the areas like what you have to improve and what's missing in you and what you really want to become or what you want to have in your life. But instead of having it from another person, it's much better to develop it on yourself, because you don't want to depend, because what if that person leaves, or what, anything. So whatever you want to have permanently, the safest choice is just to develop it, because it will stay with you. Yeah. It will not go anywhere, and you will not have this fear, oh my god, I have to keep this person with me, because otherwise I won't have this value around me, kind of this way.
Yeah, it's the same thing that we talk about, like why you have to let it go of the things that don't work within. Because a lot of the people when I catch up, they're like, this person has to give it to me, this person is like that, he's like this, and I like that within. Question is the people always looking at within their twin flame, what do they have so they can receive, while the people should really look at that to develop that within themselves, because that's where it's going to have this equality built in, this equal trust, this equal independence becomes interdependence, this beautiful love within it rise up. Everything that you develop right now, you both develop within this. And now, what you were expecting to receive from your twin flame, once you develop it from within you, you're ready to give 100% to that person. But now, that person, because they develop within themselves, they understand the value, what it took to develop. If that's you who develops in this within yourself, you understand 100% what the value is. And now this is how it helps in the twin flames equal give and receive. And it works flawlessly because the other person values the other person. That is what the people seek within this. Okay? But sometimes the people, it's like if the one person doesn't give anything, the one person it just runs away, bolts out, and so on. People taking like, well, things didn't happen. Mission X, and so on. Well, it might gonna take you a while to understand that the person didn't run from the mission, that it didn't fail. Nothing. There was no failure. It was about you to learn. It's about you to get in, get up in your feet, get up with your heart, get up with your soul, get up with the universe, get up with the divine, and go do it on your own, in developing your own self. And when you do that, now the strength, the power, the love, and everything is in you. And it's beautiful because that way, you're not you you heal one important thing here. You heal the codependency. We talked about this before, but that is what the mirroring helps within. That's what that helps in there. And sometimes the mirroring, actually, you're trying to copy what the other person has. But during that copy process, it's already been copied within you. All you have to do is, there is a stages with this. Maybe I will make some video about this, talking about like you got that ignitions, the awareness begin to develop. From the awareness that moves all the way up into your soul. From your soul, you begin to accept it within yourself. You change that process within your mind. The last step is actually do it, perform it, and action. That way, all this process is done. So this is the purpose of the mirroring, actually, when you're understanding this. All right. Any other questions?
If not, we can get back to the topic of. I think it will be interesting to try to explain our perspective on those unions. Like, what does it mean for you, the union? And I will also give it a shot, like from my perspective. But I think there can be some nice revelations from that.
Mm-hmm.
How do you understand going into union on twin flame journey?
That is going to be an interesting energy situations in there. Um, I got a little bit sidetracked of the YouTube because some of the people expecting the other live sessions, but that was a technical difficulties anyway. But talking about these concepts, the more you evolve within the journey, you're gonna let it go of things that doesn't work, and you're gonna understand the things that work. Sometimes that's gonna be even harder for the new things that you're gonna be accepting from within you. But once you go through, there's gonna be a time when you're gonna be like, I have no other choice but to accept what it's coming up front. Otherwise, I don't move. I don't get in there. And that's probably gonna be learning this surrender that you're doing from within. That is gonna be your ultimate purge, your ultimate stuff that you're removing from yourself. And that is going to be clear, this concepts in there, that if you're not in the union with your twin flame, things have failed. You need to look at it in a personal perspective. How much did you grow? Okay? And when you even do your missions within your own, you do your missions on yourself as a twin flame. This is why even the other twin flame coaches, they spoke about this. You have to be able to carry on on your own to understand all this. So that's what I wanted to say about this, like to add it to this topic,
Mm.
and on
Yes,
this.
I wanted also to add something. So for me, it looks like up to the separation stage, like those things, they just happen to us, seem to happen to us. Like we don't have much control over what happens when we ignite, when we enter this super love phase. And we not necessarily, like we don't have a control over what happens after we start to come down, sorry. And our issues start to appear and our fears start to come in, and at some point the separation happens. Like for some people it takes longer, for some people it's quick, but up to this point we don't have control over the journey. This is just the purpose that happens to us, and then very often this separation moment is so sudden, or that brings so much like difficult energy, like difficult emotions, because some people are just like shocked or sad or all this. And I think that that brings you this awareness, because it's like electric shock for you. And from that, it's such a strong like a hard situation for you emotionally, that the whole purpose is just to awake you to the journey, because from now on, from the beginning of the separation, you're on the journey on your own. And it's like, of course your twin is there, we all live in this planet, he's still there or she's still there, but it's up to you what you try to do within the separation, because that's the part you have control over. And I think that's the beginning of your personal journey towards your union. And I wanted to see it as many people started to think about and talk about how many unions are failing these days and why do they fail, and let's analyze why they fail. But for me it's like, is it really a failure? You were already in a union. We were explained that the bubble of phase is already a union, and then for some reason you get separated after this union because there was some inner work you had to do. But then throughout the separation, you're becoming stronger. If you do your work and you do according what you are supposed to do within stage, you're becoming better version of yourself. And I would call it like, it's not a failure of a union in a sense that twin flame union it's a failure. It's your personal success if you are able to do the job, do what you're supposed to do, do this inner work, and become this like very healthy, balanced human being. And that's the moment that you can start to assess, was it a failure within the union or was it really the success and you did your part and you're happy. So I think with this one, like I really like to see that it's, you have to see from the perspective of what happened to you, not what happened to both of you as a couple, because you may go separate ways. The whole purpose is just to really make yourself feel better and see if did it help me to grow in this journey or not. And that's the moment if you want to assess any kind of like effectiveness or success of a twin flame union. I think that's how I see it.
Good job.
Mm.
Talking about this is like to this talk, okay? You guys gonna figure it out that through communications in the right way, through situations in the right way. You're gonna see things that you don't see, but your twin flame, your soulmate, your soul connections will see, and they're gonna show it to you. Which is just Paulina right now. Explain it to you guys. I was thinking about me, about this failure within me, until I realized how much I was grown. She showed that to me. It's the same thing I showed to her. And this is why you will understand when you get to a certain point of your journeys on your own that you're gonna be satisfaction from within yourself, within your soul. We're talking about something that's gonna bring the peace inside of you. We've been talking about this inner peace. But when you get to that inner peace, when you develop that, and you work with that. Whatever issue comes in is destroying that inner peace, you're gonna go back in there and you're gonna be working on what destroying the inner peace, and you're gonna go back in there. And that is gonna be helping you not personally in your level, not personally in your life. It's gonna be helping everyone. You become this example. I didn't see any bad on that portion. So don't think about yourself as a failure at all. At all. But seek what it's underneath. Don't look at it on the surface. Dig down there. See what you become. Okay? That's all that is, guys.
Yeah, one
Uh,
thing I wanted to add to you also, it's when you try to evaluate your journey, because we all do that, like you remember, you're on the journey, just really don't value or evaluate yourself as a state of your current, relationship or connection. I would say connection with your twin, whether or not, even if you're in contact, like don't, it doesn't put any kind of like value on yourself. Like don't take this personally, because I feel, you can be perfectly um, successful on your journey, even if you don't have your original twin in your life. It's not a requirement. It's like, really, if you did your work and you feel stronger and better, and you feel, okay, I'm less dependent, I'm really feeling strong in my life in general, in different areas, because you start to grow and just feel those missing gaps during the separation. If you can see that from and compare that to yourself from the past and see how it impacted you and how it make you really happier in life, you can really pat yourself on the back. Like we like to do that. Because it's just recognize your progress. The fact that whether you have a contact or talk to this person or you split apart, it really doesn't matter. It's just, you have to accept, we don't have control over those things, and we have to be okay. And it really, I realized how much it was holding me back, because that's a hard lesson to learn, that really you focus on what you can change. Things that you cannot change, you can always send it up, they will deal with that. But really make this use of the time, because that's up to you what you want to do during this moment. So I just wanted to add this little part to make, I think, all of us a little bit stronger during this journey, that it's, don't take personally whatever happens in your like connection. Look at yourself, where are you and how you've grown.
oh, thank you for the. Yeah, I got jolts. That usually happens when she and I would talk about it, and I mean, I've been getting all those energy jolts in my Kundalini when we talk about the energies, and since we're talking about the energies, it begins to work with us. Uh, Quit taking it personally. I said that in quite a few videos that I did, live sessions that we talk about it. I mean, if you have to, there is a cotton swabs, these things that you try to insert in your ear canal, and that it says they're Q-tips. Well, that Q-tips is, please listen to it, because if you take things personally, you only see it on the surface. You're never gonna find out the real issue that is underneath the surface, or what it's called the undertow. That is the water flow that it's underneath the top waves, because that's, you're gonna be missing the 2 points of what you see inside of it within yourself, and it's beautiful. All right, so Erica, I'm in the stage of allowing that comes to me. I feel very peaceful, happy. My days are easy, full of wonder. I'm smiling. God bless your soul, Erica. God bless your soul. Erica, I become to understanding. My TF is a my TF is it make physical? The universe say it's time. It happens. I'll learn back and allow, no push. The keyword, no push. We talk about this, me and Paulina, about don't push yourself first, and that will help not to push anything in the connection. Okay, but also when there is a push within between or something like that, you're gonna feel. We're gonna talk about this. We actually today we wrote a whole list of topics that we're gonna give it to you guys. But talking about this is like don't both pushing for something. Allow the things naturally because the natural way it is the best way. Otherwise, when you push it, it creates stress and tensions within the energy and the connections. It's not going to lead to anything good. Okay? Trust me on that. Okay? It's tested. Proved it. Done deal. Alright? But that is a no push. Blue. Um, you talk the astrogravity in your another channel, which is I think it's important to let more people know. Wonder how the astrogravitational impact on a TF journey. Thank you. You too. Oh boy. With working and discovering more with an astrogravity in there. Even I spoke with Matthew, who is also astrologer, talking about that the gravity that is, it creates these magnetic fields that you can see with the connections between the two people. And the way that the gravity is out there, but we are living in that gravity. Most of people don't realize this. We are energy. Energy creates magnetic field, and if the magnetic field is good around us, we're getting a good vibes, good energies. If the energy is not good, if the magnetic field is different, then we're not good. Nobody likes it to go back in the retrograde season to send back, and you have to review, evaluate, and redo your work. Okay, nobody likes like the stamp. Okay, quality reject this product. It has to be remade. All right, nobody likes that, but you will like the product when it comes out and it says accepted, approved, right? When you make a plan, so when the universe comes in and the energy is good and everything is all right, and you're learning by the mistakes. Let me tell you, be happy about the mistakes in there in life. But within the gravity itself, okay, when you look in there, specifically within the charts between two people, there is a this gravity that shows up things, and now it's discovering more and more. Okay, not talking about personally about my chart and her chart, okay, because there was a things that was discovered, but anyway, there's a process of evolvement in there. But the astrogravity it shows you what can you be put in, what kind of environment. And when I say environment, I say this magnetic field that creates these energies, vibrations in there, and we are all in there. Because in the different layers, this is different. Let's say for the average people, that could be when I say the sun and the moon. The sun represents the father, the moon represents the mother. Conflicts in there. But when the person comes in, it says like, well, I have this question for you, dear. What do you see in my chart? And I see that the sun and the moon, they are in opposition or they are in a square. And I'm asking the person, how is your life with your partners, with your parents? Well, they were always having a conflicts because I see that here in the chart, and I begin and I see like, for example, another planet that it's there, which is involved in that intense energies, and I say like, for example, Neptune. So the both parents, they're affecting your internal visions from what you didn't learn things, for example. And that's what the astrogravity, because you see the gravitation field that the parents did, which is the sun and the moon. The one put its own authority, the other puts its own intuitions, and guess what? Because they have issues between them, guess what? They drop everything on you, which is you are the kid. And now from that point, we look at the visions that you took, and we see the rest of the configurations within the chart. And it helps on a personal level. It really helped. A lot of the people who had a personal readings with me, they know what this is feels like it when they have readings with me. And yeah, that's what I will do.
Can I add something to that?
Sure,
I
of
think
course.
so. Based on, just to maybe specify even more this towards the question, the question was how it can help in twin flame journey in general. So I would say, your astro chart, it helps you to define what kind of issues you can expect from your journey, or what kind of lessons you have to work through. And sometimes it reflects with your relationship with parents. Sometimes it tells you about some of the fears you might have faced in the past. Some of them you will see, and if you will take a look into your chart at some point of your journey, you will maybe see that, oh, this lesson, I recognize that was a lesson I had to learn, because after that I was able to access some other, it's called like powers or skills. Because that's also what I realized what's happened to me. I was seeing that it's like those lines in the chart that were showing me that I might have issues with that, and I had. But once I overcome this, it gave me the powers in other areas that say, I don't know, expressing myself better, or just being more emotionally open. Or so I think that can help you to guide, your twin flame, or not twin, like inner healing in the journey itself, because that's a big part of it, right? Like just to do our inner work the proper way, and just to make it smooth, because it's doesn't have to be pain all the way, and it's just to do it effectively and just understand the whole process better. But also with this astrogravity that Dio does the report, it's more like a broad perspective. So I think it can help you to understand the energies that are currently in, and it's if there are some energies that they can impact emotions, let's say among people, you can just maybe prepare better for those times or hours that you will feel that, oh, there is a little bit of pressure emotionally. And probably if you talk to your partner, just don't take those things again. They don't take them personally, because they may have some issues. They may just be controlled, maybe, follow the energies. It's just a collective energies, and just it also helps to understand what's going on, and why those issues can emerge between two people. So I think that's also helpful, just to know what's going on.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, basically the gravity helps to understand yourself as energy. Once you understand that, that energy turns to emotions and you're processing within your mind. And if you understand your environment and you know yourself, you will know how to act accordingly. Basically, in a human based relationships, you develop these beautiful emotions. But when it's in the soul, you begin to have this beautiful universal ethics, morals that helps you to navigate through this journey. And don't forget about it. The Hermetic principle, whatever is down is the same thing is up, or whatever is up is down. So take a look within this that never, never use one side issues. Is always have to look both ways. If you're looking within your partner, before you look at within your partner in there, look at it yourself. Look at it what is your side is of the issue, and then share it with your partner. Like, hey, I'm gonna look within this, and then the partner does the same thing. And guess what? When you both came out of this, you're gonna be unifying that, and all issue is gonna be like you're gonna be happy and laughing at some point. But yeah, the gravity is helps for it. And Blue, thank you for the questions. Sharonda Rogers, hello. How can empathy stop thinking about the twin? Empathy, stop thinking. Um, the empathy, I would say, is the first of all, if there is no empathy within you, you develop that empathy towards your own self. It's a key moment at some point when your soul connections, your twin flame or your soulmate or however your case might be, if things doesn't go right, you turn that empathy towards your own self. That empathy begins to develop the self-love. You don't love yourself. How can you love another person? And you need to understand if your soul connections run away from you, or they are discarding you, or abandon you, or whatever that case might be, or they just says like, you know what, you're too dependent on me. It's time for you to go until you're learning to be dependent on your own. Okay, I don't need someone to be depending all the time on me. That's it. All right. So if you look at it in this case, you have to developing this empathy within. Once you develop the empathy within, now that energy that you're putting out there towards your twin flame and so on, now it's focused within you. So is your thinking. They might be crossing your mind every day, maybe just like because you've been putting in investing so much energy, time, and effort about the connections in there. But when you look at it, when you give that self love towards you, you are going to understand the most important thing, value. To value your own self. I'm not talking about you to be looking from ego standpoint, like I'm thinking about myself. I'm so beautiful. I'm so pretty. No, I'm talking about value inside of yourself as a soul, as an energy. When you did that value, okay, and that self-love comes to you and yourself, now you're not going to be seeking person. You're going to be attracting the right thing that it's made with the divine for you. So, darling, you have anything to add?
Yeah, I just wanted to add that, if you're focused on yourself, like there is not much time that you want to spend on thinking. Of course, like at the beginning, if your mind is trained to think about some subject, it will be bringing back the subject. But again, you have to recognize sometimes we like to add more attention than needed towards a specific person. Even we were discussing that, even that we realized that. mm Recognize how often do you put your attention more than necessary about bringing back the topics. Okay, we used to something remind you about your twin, and if it happens, that's okay, but you don't have to put additional energy and just start discussing about that or bringing the topic or mentioning their name. It may sound maybe harsh, but I kind of realized that you need to learn and teach yourself to treat this person as an experience. Don't treat, let this person become less personal experience. That's what we were kind of discussing with Dio, that how you can shift your energy where you just try to, let's say, emotional detach from the person. It happened, it was an experience, of course, amazing lesson, I appreciate, but the experience with this person taught me this and this. And instead of like, this is way different than thinking, oh my God, this person, where it's doing, like, I hope he's fine and all that. Like, it's good that you're wishing everyone, all the best, but just take a look. What's your energy that you're putting towards that? And just try to shift it backwards. Just, when the thoughts coming, it's okay that they come, but they will start becoming less and less when you start being interested more in yourself and what you're doing on your journey.
And that's gonna give you a much more power, much more power. Um, so let's see what else is going on. Grande, thank you for coming in, Erica. I feel very peaceful energies during the day. Good. I'm very enjoying. I recognize them as they're the same as part when I walk with God. I don't knew I was in alignment then. Now you're gonna discover those more and more. When you're more in a peace with the divine, even that talking about within the journey, when you go all the way up into it, you're gonna find that peace with God. Okay, Erica, there is a very beautiful situations in there, and you know, I wish you know this energy to be more understood. But sometimes there is no words how you can explain this. You have to experience it. But I'm so happy that you're sharing with us that you are experience it in there. Giuliano, Dio, you're the best. Okay, I need to do something. Giuliano has a happy birthday today, so you guys know me. I like to sing for the people. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Giuliano. May the love be with you. All right. Blue, you two doing consultations mainly on a Facebook. Oh, God. Uh, I've been doing a consultations for a while, and yeah, mainly on the Facebook. But we're working this to bringing it in there and to do some consultations together, or people can choose. They can have consultations with Paulina, or they can have consultations with me. Blue, actually, this is like I don't know that your questions, here it's like talking about give us the power about what we are doing, and it's an amazing. I just want to say it's an amazing. Yes, you can contact us on the Facebook for it for the consultations, and yeah, they're available, and we're doing it. Okay, so if that was the questions in there. Erica, this energy I felt before I got my first love in my life. He become my husband. Oh, you're gonna find out about that love when it comes back to you. Because when you give so much love to someone and they don't love you back, you empty that bank of energy of love within you. It dries out. But when all of a sudden you give that energy towards yourself and you have another person given to you, now your bank gets filled up. And you're going to start feeling the same love that it comes in and builds it up. It could be a energy like this person is your husband and wife, or you may feel like the best friends. You may gonna feel like the best situations, and so on and so on. You're gonna feel these energies, okay? And it's beautiful. They are very beautiful energies because you are restoring yourself. You're gonna feel that restorations with yourself. And Erica, thank you for sharing this. Uh, Sharonda Rogers, thanks. Thank you so much. I love you too. You too. We
Welcome.
love you too. Erica, happy birthday, Giuliano. Okay. So,
I wanted to
yeah, go
comment
ahead.
on one more thing. It's when you're feeling this love, like towards anyone, when you really feel deep love towards some person, you can recognize you will remember how it felt, even as Dio said, if you are putting that towards the person and there was no reciprocity, you'll become empty. But this love can come back. And one thing is like what happens during this bubble love stage is like there is also third energy that is involved. So this like you will become there is something more than just pure emotional connection with the person. So throughout the journey, once you will start feeling that those energies will start coming back, and it will really feel very similar to what you were feeling towards the other person. But right now you will be feeling that it didn't come from a person, like it came kind of from inside. And I think that's just the best proof. Like this is like some extra source of energy that is you're able to build up during this reconnecting with yourself, that you're able to replenish yourself and be able to provide those energies, and they will start flowing more regularly because you are getting more connected to the energies. So that's one another thing that will, it will start feeling similar. You will be like, oh my god, I forgot that that's how it felt. But it's a beautiful state, so it's worth working on that, definitely.
With the energies, you have to, people ask me how to navigate the energies there. And it takes a strong, I would say, mindfulness in there of self awareness. What are you doing with those energies? And what is your thought process that comes in? Because that's how you navigate it. Okay? Your mind navigates everything, but what are you putting in your mind is also very important. Because what you're putting in your mind, that's what is going to come out. And looking at within all those energies, specifically about the energies of love, because we are running out of that. Talking about the connections, talking about the love and everything with these energies, they are who you are. And when you get to that state of you not afraid to show who you are, you develop fully yourself. You develop these things. You got into this. Yeah, you may gonna have some scars that need some cleaning up, but the thing it is that navigating the energies, they're gonna be reminding you who you are, who you truly are, your true self from within you, the true self that you already know who you are, with everything within you, with your mind, with your heart, with your body, with your soul, with your higher self, with your shadow, or things that only you know from within yourself. And when everything becomes one within you, poof, you shine. You become whole on your own. And then you understand your evolution has been your personal journey.
That's a successful union. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then you're getting another shot, like we were explaining to that, because I think very nice tracking of your progress you can do by seeing who, what kind of people you will start attracting along your journey, because you will probably start realizing once you do your work, if you had some issues with codependency or some emotional unavailability, like you will see more healthy people coming towards you. And just I realized that on my by myself the moment I start realizing how I start to be surrounded by more healthy, happy people who are doing fine by themselves. Especially I could do that. I could see that very clearly when I was traveling. There were so many people who are doing fine without partners and they were super happy. And I was getting very nice connections with them. We understood each other, and that was kind of a proof for me that it was like, hey, Paulina, you did your work, you're on the right track, but you, because you don't focus on those people who are not available or they still have some things to overcome and you would try to save them. That was just very like a nice guidance along the way and a proof that okay, it's worth this effort, because whatever you have inside you will be putting out there, and those kinds of energies you're gonna attract.
Yeah, the attractions of the energies is gonna be, they're gonna be guiding you one way or another, because that way I was talking about this before as an example, but I'm kind of like gonna be repeat myself. If you're aware of where are you out there in the street, walking towards home or going to work, you're aware of where you are, and you're aware of where you're going. But within the energies, within the journey as evolutions within yourself, in there, are you aware of where you are and where are you going and where have you been? You see, that's what it takes, that step to look at it inside of yourself, to be aware of your journey. You're walking, but where are you walking? A lot of the people are not, especially within the journey in there, when you walk, okay, you see where you are. You make references as where you are. Okay, I feel like this. I understand this. I feel those energies. I feel these situations. I have these issues that I encounter. And you go ahead, study. Go ahead, find what it is says about this, what it says about that. If somebody else was in that same spot, if somebody else was in this journey, what was the solution? And then, when you're aware of where you are, you understand what happens into you, and somebody's telling you, I was like this, I was like this, I was like that, and then I have to go in there. And that you confirm where you are in your journey. You're conforming with yourself. That's what the example that Paulina said. You are out there and you're attracting healthy people. You're out there, you're traveling, and you have different things that are attracting towards you. I was attracting inner peace within me. Every place where I went to, there was an inner peace around me. Why? Who was in the inner peace? This guy. This guy was in the inner peace. Because I understood that at that point of time, that's what that is. And that's where it goes. I can go to the one coffee shop in Spain. I can barely, I speak some Spanish, but the guys begin to love me. They just, when I go there, they like it. They like this piece. But I like the piece and the environment that it's created there. So I kind of like blend in. Why? Because the gravities attract everything. Okay? I could have go like 100 meters, to another, 300 feet to another coffee shop, and the guy, with his personality, with his things, he doesn't attract that inner peace. Why? He doesn't have the inner peace within himself. That's why I didn't went to his coffee shop. I went to that other coffee shop. But that's how it goes, guys. You're gonna learn the things about the attractions through the gravity. You're learning this, how to navigate. And this is what's going to help you within. And to go back into the topic, nothing is failure. Okay? Nothing. It may seem like it, but it's not. Look underneath. Dive deep. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you. There is another questions in there. Eric, I'm connected to the universe. I'm very peaceful. Exactly, that moments of connections to the universe. Sometimes there can be, some situations within there. Talking about you, but yeah, that's another topic we're gonna be discussing at some point. But when you have the peace, you're gonna be finding the peace back within the universe. Okay, you're gonna find out. Blue, last questions. Blue, don't worry about the questions. How do telepathic communications work between you two, especially during separation? Thank you, being love and warriors here. Uh, how the telepathy work for you? Very interesting, because when she was traveling, and I was concerned about her all of a sudden. Like how you been doing, where you are, how it goes, and I can feel, there's some things is there, and I'm like, just be mindful about this and this, okay, and we checked back within ourselves how the progress was. Okay, talking about separations in there. But our separation was like we understood right at the beginning, the first ignition stated we need to separate in there. And if it's meant to be, we're gonna meet on the other end. But during the separations, we had some chit chat, we had some talks in there to it, what he is, what's going on, and so on. And at some point, like it was beautiful, but at the same time, I didn't worry. I didn't have no worries. I had some mindfulness, but that part in there, within the traveling that I'm gonna be saying about it, it was showed me her strength. Okay, we're talking about power. Yeah, you might not see in Paulina like she's all muscle and tough. Boy, her energy is so powerful. Yeah. Okay. Well, darling, you reserve for these recognitions here, so I won't spare it. But yeah, but talking about with this, sometimes we can talk and we can do this, but she can share more about that as well.
Yeah, I think during separation, like that was one part that we were just separate, like really separate. Because honestly, from Dio, I think it was a little bit. It might be actually interesting even to hear about. Like, I was not connected consciously within that time. I was really taking time for my travels, and I was not. We were exchanging informations, but I really felt like we just went our ways, And it was not like I was planning, oh, once I'm back to travel, we're gonna start talking again and something will be about us. It was more like we were just following our path, and it just happened that after we've done our work, we kind of matched, and it made sense to, there was some plan out there. But there is also another piece of this separation phase. Like you can talk about this separation that we have right now. So, like, say, physical separation. And I think that's a very good time also to develop this telepathy. Because at some point we were wondering why this, like, a very strong urge to contact, to talk. And I think it's like there are so many energies that have to be exchanged between each other, but it's not possible because of the distance. And I think that's what even enhanced those telepathy um, skills even more, because I get information through dreams, or we happen to think as with this topic, it just came to me today, and Dio said like he was thinking the same way, that there are different ways to approach the unions, so it's like one example is really like getting the same information but from independent, and then we just kind of come together and it happens, we were thinking about the same thing, or I was seeing some things that Dio saw, like those. But I think this is really like that might be one of the reasons that why those physical separations are happening. You're enhancing your energies because like the information has to be exchanged one way or another. But if you're close to your twin, it doesn't, like, you don't train your muscle well enough because there is no obstacles, right? Like you have everything right away, you can talk about everything right away. So it just comes to me, that might be a reason, why that state is like, why this distance, why this separation, maybe.
Yeah, you're gonna find that the power of the separations is enhancing your skills It's gonna prove you the true strength of love. Let me tell you, these separations, okay, in a one way, okay, here's the clues coming. In one way, the separations, it stretches you out. But I want you to thinking about like a rubber band. The more you're stretching out the rubber band, the more you're gonna feel the need to talk, the more you're gonna feel the need for more energies exchange, the more you're gonna feel this. At one point of time, this rubber band is gonna be coming back in within. And you're gonna find within the energies, if you look at it underneath, that actually the separations helps you to understand more within yourself as an individual, but more within practicing what this twin flame is. What is this unifications with two people working independently, far, far, far away, but they thinking the same. You're gonna find out like sometimes she's just like, I had this, and I'm like, yeah, I know this. It was this and this. Or sometimes I'm gonna ask her like, hey, I had this and this situations, and she starts laughing out there. Or like today, you know, she just begins to talk to me like, I had this and this, and I had that and that, and I'm just sitting here and like, and I'm laughing on it, and she's asking me, what's going on? I'm like, yeah, that's what it was, and so on and so on, and we're laughing. But you know how beautiful that is. But as we said, the separations, don't take it again as a is a part of the process, guys. Is a part of the process of self-development. Thank you.
Oh,
Ooh, you were talking
yeah. So
about this,
I
and
consider, yeah, yeah. I think that's a very good topic, because I think there is something more than we'll be also realizing why those physical separations are happening. Like that's for sure the big test because the temptations out there are there and they're present, and of course it's not easy, but it's like, okay, what are you choosing? Like you're free to choose. Those connections will be happening to you, and it's up to you, like what you do. You want, I don't want to say sacrifice, but do you want to compromise in order to explore these connections better and just try to navigate that? It's a bit tricky, when you have like time zones, but it's really worth it. And it's like in the end no one is pushing you to do anything. It's all your choice. But I think it's, again, like in the end, if you're becoming more spiritual and you're working on your connection with your higher self, you will know what gives you satisfaction, and you don't want to step back from your journey, and you kind of learn to work with whatever comes to you. When you see that was navigated to you, it was shown to you as a next step. Like like for me personally, it was hard to say no to that because that's what I asked about. What's the next step for me? I feel like I've done my work and clearly there is something more out there. So this is very powerful, I think, and I will be bringing back that very, very often. Just work on this connection with your energies. It's like, of course, like with a partner, but it's an after, the product that comes after. But if you keep losing this connection with yourself for whatever reason, it will be showing in the relationship too, because you will feel, oh, this person is connected more than me. And it's, you will feel this disbalance, but you can always bring it back. It just sometimes takes a little bit of exercises or meditations or whatever is what helps you to do that.
yeah, this is a actually bring that part of like if you have personality issues or personal issues, okay, pointing out to this gap here that's talking to you right now. Um, your partner feels it. You already know that, okay, but the support of the partner is important in there. They know you're working on that personal issues. You tell them, you know what? I recognize this within me. I recognize what is going on. I recognize what this goes on in there. And that is at the moment you have to be let them grow on their own. Because sometimes you may be willing to help them, but they have to do it in their own. Because that's their own issue, their personality in there. I didn't say you don't have to care. You will care for it. Okay. You can ask, can I do anything for you? Or you can do something, let the situations in there. But as I said, okay, you also look from within yourself. All right, as a supportive partner. Because maybe the next time your partner is going to have some issue, are you going to be there for him? To tell him, okay, I'm here. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Go win that battle with yourself. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Right? And when you see those things, when you get in there, that's the beauty. All right. Okay, Erica, we have now a 6 weeks vacation separation. Vacation separation. I like that. Oh, Erica is. Did you read it? And she said, we have now 6 weeks vacation separations, but I'm happy. I said myself, I develop everything I catch. I don't have in me. I see it as work, and I don't feel separate. Yeah, you don't feel the separation. Separations is just like giving you a time, like you get to work on yourself. So, for example, would you take a separations if your husband and wife wake up Sunday morning, the one goes into his job, and the other goes to his job? Okay, they're separate. Oh, do they have to make the drama in the trauma? They know where they are. They know what they're doing. Okay, but within the soul connections, when you use that and we are in separations and so on, I begin to feel these codependency situations and and things get messy and who takes who and who did what, and you can picture a billions scenarios in there. But when we're talking about these beautifications in there is no separation. You're just doing your work. You're going to work and she's going to work. That's how it works with us. I'm doing the things that I needed to do. I tell her, hey, I need to do this, this, and this. She's like, I need to do this and this. Okay, I know what you have to do. When you have to go, you have to go. Okay, bye. Go. And that's all. Okay, but it's a growth in the separations. You can evaluate. You have time from within yourself. We want to make some one video that you need to balance things out. We talk about, what was it, yesterday, the day before, or the day before, when you have to learn to have personal time for yourself, you have to go ahead and have a time within the divine within you. You have to have a time with your partner, and you have to have a time within the 3D. You have to enjoy it, to be balanced with everything. And when you balance these things within yourself, it's easy to balance with the partner. That's coming up, though. All
Yeah,
right.
one last thing I wanted to
Yeah.
add to that. One last. It's like whenever those separations happens, like I always see them like if it happens, it's necessary. It wouldn't be happening if it was not necessary. And looking at what people are doing and what they are supposed to do, they are necessary because otherwise you would not be, you're supposed to learn something on your own, or you're supposed to realize something. So that's just another reason, why you should not consider separations as a failure of your union, or like any kind of a failure in your progress or journey. It's a chance for you to develop those things that are required for you to continue journey in your balanced state or like healthy state, and just grow more and more. So that's just the one last note I wanted to say, that appreciate this time, or at least try to embrace it instead of seeing like, oh, why it happened. If it happened, it meant to happen. So
And whatever is going on during the separation, don't take it personally. Just a reminder out there. Uh, all right. Erica, we share our energy, always fueled by myself. Great, yes. Chrissy B, looks like I've missed a great talk. I will go back and watch from the beginning. Thanks you and Paulina. You're welcome,
Welcome.
Chrissy B. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, guys. So that's what from us tonight. Thank you guys for everything. Just to mention out, we're gonna do a great workshop in Malaga, Spain. I already talked to two people today about the workshop. They're interesting. Pretty soon we're gonna be getting the informations out officially to you guys very soon, and it's gonna be on October 6, 7, and 8. But it's gonna be pretty much summertime in Spain. It's a very beautiful place in there. It took me a while to get and set it up because I worked with the 3, 4 hotels, and that was the only one that worked out. I mean, it just happened in there.
Let's have our collective union in there.
So let's have some our collective union over there. If you have some any questions about the workshop and so on, message me on the Facebook. But pretty soon we're gonna be doing it. Thanks. You guys gonna see it. All right. I want to say thank you to all of you watching us. Thank you for all of you that's supporting us in here. And if you have anything about topic or anything that needs to be talked, please, guys, let us know. We are gonna get it out for you. All right, guys.
Thanks for all the questions. Thanks for sharing experiences too. And see you again soon.
Be love, guys.
Yeah.